So Justin, when we were getting ready to do the podcast this week, we're trying to think of something awesome to talk about. We only like to talk about awesome things.
Yeah, yeah.
And last night I said, hey Justin, you got to check out this video and this song that this band did.
Yep.
Because I want to talk about it on the podcast. Now, Justin, you assumed I wanted you to listen to it because it was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Now we talk about awesome things.
And remember, what was the title of the band?
The name of the band is Blood Sugar Summer.
Yeah.
So you were thinking, oh, this is going to be a great band with a terrible name.
Yeah, right.
But it's not.
Yep.
It's actually a fucking terrible band.
My ears started bleeding.
Yes,
damn it.
They did. He actually has blood stains. He has cotton in his ears. So let's talk about this, and this is going to tie cotton.
Cotton. He said cotton.
Not Cox. This is going to tie in with something we wanted to talk about really quickly, and we want to share our fears. So, Blood Sugar Summer. Now, I encourage you all to go listen to this song and watch this video, if only to reinforce that the music you're listening to and that you are making is better than this.
Yeah, yeah.
And I will tag them when I post this podcast. I want them to listen to this.
Yeah,
please, for the love of God.
Yep.
This is a two-man band, okay? Now, they make a style of music. The song, by the way, is called Combat Barbie. Mm-hmm. And the video, as you pointed out, seems to be old footage of a woman getting a massage.
Yep.
I didn't get much farther than that. I was trying not to look and I was trying not to listen, but I had to. Mm-hmm. So anyway, it's a two-man band making a style of music that they call doomwave.
Or doomwave. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, no. I wouldn't even call it that. So it's doomwave. Now, if you guys watch South Park, there was an episode 2 seasons ago, or last season, where they do a new style of music called tween wave, which is really just people farting and shitting into a microphone. This is not as good as that. This is terrible. It's basically 80s synth pop beats with a guy singing with way too many effects on his voice.
It was all auto-tuned.
That's actually auto-tuned?
That was like layered auto-tune. Right
I would rather listen to Drake sing with auto-tune than listen to this shit.
Yep.
So it's just...
That's how bad it was.
Ridiculous effects. And then like in the back, a guy playing guitar with like what I think he thinks doom metal sounds like.
Yeah, and it was very basic and it was very low. The volume of the guitar was very low.
So basically, this is the epitome of shit.
Yeah.
And the fact that they put doom in the title pisses me off.
Yep, yep.
And that this band, I use the term very loosely, actually took the time to post a link to their video on our Facebook site.
Sons of bitches.
Now, I deleted it because I don't want the people who come to our site, the people who read our site, the people who listen to our podcast, I don't want them to think
that we're associated with these.
We're not okay with this.
Yeah.
We are not okay with this. So I deleted it.
Yeah.
I might have banned them from posting on our site.
All right.
And I'm going to leave them a little comment when I post the podcast. We'll talk about that afterwards. But anyway, so go check this out. But now, this got us thinking, and we've done this once before, but we wanted to follow up. Justin, where the fuck is metal going?
Yeah, I don't know. It scares me to think where we're going to be 20 years from now, 30 years from now, even 5 years from now with shit like this.
Do you think Doomwave will catch on? Do you think My Dying Bride is going to be like the Godfathers of Doom?
Well, the scary thing is, I don't know if you looked, but there was a couple comments at the bottom.
Oh my God, you guys are awesome.
There was like 2 or 3 that were like amazed by the music. They're like, keep it going, man. Like, let me know when the album comes out. And I'm like, these guys are either really good with sarcasm or they are fans.
Well, there were some comments on there that were not so favorable.
No, yeah, there were a couple that just wrote the word shit and like,
One guy said it sounded like it was like shitting puppies or something.
Yeah. I wouldn't even waste my time. I don't even think I was on the page long enough to be able to really sign in and type a comment. But
I was there long enough because I thought long and hard about leaving them a message, but I didn't want to jump the gun. So now Doomwave hopefully will die with this band, hopefully in a fiery plane crash.
Yep.
I don't wish death on anybody, but it's close.
We're saying like hopefully they'll survive that fiery.
Yeah, they just won't be able to play music anymore. Yeah. I mean, if that's what you call music. I actually would think, Justin, that we could go home right now, go to the headquarters. You could pick up a guitar and your laptop here, your MacBook or whatever you have here.
Don't tell them my secret.
and you could probably rig something up, and I could just squirrel some nonsense lyrics. You could put some auto-tune on me, turn the levels all fucked up, and we could make Doomwave.
For sure.
For sure.
We'll have pickles in the background somewhere. Yeah.
So anyway, so now with doomwave hopefully dying.
Well, what I'm afraid of, what I've heard recently, is
it's pronounced recently.
Recently, is. Are you familiar with the artist Dubstep? I don't know if you.
No, I don't think I've ever heard of his material. Who is he?
Apparently, he's an artist, but the genre of dubstep.
I always thought it was a style of music.
Yeah, that's. I was told differently by somebody, but anyways, so this genre of music, dubstep, is recently being incorporated with really hardcore, more or less. Mm-hmm. But I'm scared and thinking that one day soon that maybe these weird DJs or whatever you want to call them are going to take real bands like Opeth and Katatonia and fuck with them.
Like do mashups with dubstep?
And then those people are going to follow it. Those fans of dubstep are going to follow it because it's dubstep, and then they're going to slowly claim to be Katatonia fans and explain to their friends, like, oh, listen to the new Katatonia dubstep remix.
My twin.
You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck are you, like...
Yeah.
Like, that's going to make me want to text Varg and
please mail them a bomb.
Yeah. Be like, yo, man, I got a list of people for you.
Well, the good thing is, as scared as we both are about where metal is going, between doomwave, dubstep metal, all this shitty hardcore, we've found a lot of great new bands who hopefully will keep metal going in the right direction.
See, that's like one good thing about like Tacit Fury.
Yep.
Is even though that they were just average on this, and keep in mind that was their debut album.
Yep.
They could go somewhere with it, you know, and that's good that they're carrying that style of music still.
Yep.
Because eventually, a lot of these classic bands are going to be out. They're going to be old.
Yeah, we've talked about, the new wave of metal, and you get, Varg isn't going to be making black metal and bombing people forever. He's going to need someone to take over. Yeah. So you get people like Ogun, or you get people like Dammerfarben. Yeah. All of these other bands will eventually step in to fill the gaps, and hopefully... Hinzedig, right? Hinzedig. Hopefully... Dan Klein, Appalachian Winter.
He's too nice to bomb.
Yeah, Dan won't send any bombs, but he could
maybe a knife.
He could make metal.
A jump out knife at him.
Not everyone has to bomb people, Justin. I'm just saying as an example. Jesus Christ. So hopefully, these bands will fight off the shitty bands, because for every shitty band that we've come across, there's been 5 great bands. Lyceum, another one. I mean, just in the last week, we've probably reviewed 5 amazing bands who could easily carry metal to the next step.
Yep.
But one thing I did want to mention before we go, by the way, I had we work in the music business, and someone came up to me and your cousin Tyler, and he says to us like, "Hey man," that's what he sounded like. "Hey man, I'm looking for like some good new hardcore." The blank stare on my face. He looked at me, looked at Tyler, looked at me, looked at Tyler. I laughed and walked away. And Tyler was like, "I don't know, man. There's really not a lot." And he's looking through the metal. And then I get a call from our old buddy Chester.
Hey,
he's still alive.
All right. Marrying midgets.
Yep, marrying midgets and having sex with them.
Yep.
In that order. And he says to me, he's like, "Hey, man."
He sounds like that.
"Hey man, I was helping somebody in my store, man," and he comes in, he's like, "I'm really into getting into metal, I want some really good new metal bands, so I'm looking for CDs by these 2 really great metal bands, Papa Roach and Evanescence." What the fuck? What the fuck?
Papa Roach and Evanescence.
This is the shit that pisses me off, because the more people who throw that word metal around, the more bad metal will creep in, because everyone will think that Papa Roach... They were never metal. That was not even metal in the days when Korn was considered metal.
Yeah.
Never. Never.
That's pretty gross, actually.
Yeah, it's fucking terrible.
Papa Roach. Who was the band that someone asked for, and you pretty much flat out told them it was terrible, and someone else helped them to it anyways, and then later they were saying I can't believe he thinks that.
The Bunny the Bear.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yep.
I left and the guy was like, "Looking for the Bunny the Bear," and I just went, "Seriously?" He wasn't very happy. His girlfriend just couldn't believe. It was like, "They're like the best band. Yeah. They have a guy mask and a guy with a bear mask. Yeah. And they have a bunny and a bear, and they sing and scream and bunny bear.
Very creative name.
Yep. Yep, it's awesome. I don't know how we've managed to avoid that shit this long. And you remember, I showed that to you and Chester like as a joke months before their album came out. And you guys were like, no way, this doesn't exist. That's what you both sound like together.
Yeah. The music video is like what they're both wearing the half masks.
Yeah, the half mask, and the fat guy who's wearing the bear mask is the one you'd think would be doing the growls.
Oh yeah, but
and like the little skinny guy does the growls, and the bear man goes like.
Yeah, he does like the ghost singing.
He does really off key, high pitched squealing.
Yeah.
I won't even say screeching because I will get a bomb from Vard if I use a black metal term to describe the bunny the bear. Oh my god.
Squealing is
Yep.
Oh
man.
That's how I feel.
Oh well, now I've burned off a little steam here.
Well, yeah, I mean, we hope that some of these young people continue on with keeping the good genres alive and not making some stupid shit up like doomwave.
And you know what? Like you said about Tacit Fury, even if you're only average now, keep working at it, keep practicing, keep writing.
Yeah, definitely.
You're going to get better, and you can be the torchbearer.
Yeah.
Don't just take the easy route out, which is exactly what doomwave, all that shit is. It's just the easy way out.
Yeah. Remember when there was Crabcore?
Crabcore, I do remember.
Crabcore,
yep, Attack.
That must have been for like 2 weeks, and then I didn't hear anything.
That's about it, because bands like that don't last.
And they described Crabcore. Crabcore wasn't even the style of music. It was what they did on stage. I was
the way they played. Yeah, they squatted like crabs.
But the music was.
And they all had crabs, I think.
Well, maybe that makes sense actually. Maybe that was it.
I mean, it's just not. Yeah. I don't want to see that shit get popular.
Yeah.
And it can be popular. I just don't want it to ruin what
I was going to say, this is America. Like the shittiest shit's going to get popular.
Yep, the shittiest shit.
I think,
right.
Really, the thing is, we need to just move out of the country. That's probably the problem, because maybe a lot of people in Europe don't have this problem as much. I mean, I know there are the fans of
but in
Darrell
Europe, but Europe also has, a lot of dance and techno is popular, and some of the interviews we've done with bands from Europe and
I just feel like there's so much more respect for metal,
Well, yeah, especially like in the Scandinavian countries.
I don't think people throw around the word metal as much as people do here.
That's an interesting question. If you're from Europe or Scandinavia, what do people in your country consider metal?
Yeah,
Has anyone ever said, "Oh my God, that new Adele is so metal. It's so metal."
Yeah.
But anyway, I feel better now.
Yeah.
So we'll be back next week. Now, next week we're going to talk about a couple reviews.
Yep.
We're going to talk about the new Death Clock album that was announced for October.
Yep.
And I think we're going to talk about what we mean when we say an album has good or bad production values.
Yes.
We're going to call it Production 101.
Sounds good.
I'm going to teach you guys a little lesson or two, like Fat Albert.
And also, keep a lookout. Next couple weeks, we should have a new blooper reel for you guys.
New blooper reel. Hopefully a couple new interviews along the way, too.
Yep.
And, yeah.
If you have any questions, just let us know down below.